Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Reading with Reese. I have got some Jack Reacher for us today. I would read with my chair, but my chair's a little bit broken, so we're reading in bed again. Chapter 22. Finley nodded. He was convinced. Then he smiled. He stood up from the bench in the barbershop window and took Roscoe's hand, shook it very formally. "Good work," he said to her. "A perfect analysis. I always said you were smart, Roscoe, right, Reacher? Didn't I tell you she's the best we got?" I nodded and smiled, and Roscoe blushed. Finley held on to her hand and kept on smiling, but I could see him combing backward and forward through her theory, looking for loose ends. He only found two. "What about Hubble?" he asked. "Where did he fit in? They wouldn't recruit a bank executive just to load trucks, would they?" I shook my head. "Hubble used to be a currency manager," I said. "He was there to get rid of the fake money. He was feeding it into the system. He knew where it could be slipped in, where it was needed, like his old job, but in reverse." He nodded. Sorry, I just need to... It's a bit warm in here. Let's just turn up the fan. What about the air conditioners?" he asked. "Sherman Stoller was hauling them to Florida. That woman told you. We know that's for real because you saw two old cartons in her garage, and his truck was full of them when the Jacksonville PD searched it. What was that all about? Legitimate business, I guess," I said. "Like a decoy. It concealed the illegal part. Like camouflage, it explained the truck movements up and down to Florida. They would have had to run south empty otherwise." Finley nodded. "Smart move, I guess," he said. "No empty run makes sense. Sell a few air conditioners. It makes money both ways, right?" He nodded again and let go of Roscoe's hand. "We need samples of the money," he said. I smiled at him. I had suddenly realized something. "I've got samples," I said. I put my hand in my pocket and pulled out my thick roll of hundreds. Pulled one off the back of the roll and one off the front. Gave the two banknotes to Finley. "These are their counterfeits?" he said. "Got to be," I said. "Charlie Hubble gave me a wad of hundreds for expense money. She probably got them from Hubble. Then I took another wad from these guys who were out looking for me Tuesday." "And what means they're counterfeit?" Finley said. "Why?" "Think about it," I said. "Kleiner needs operating cash. Why should he use real money? I bet he paid Hubble in counterfeit money, and I bet he gave those Jacksonville boys counterfeit money for their operating expenses too." Finley held the 200s right up to the bright light in the window. Roscoe and I crowded him for a look. "Are you sure?" Roscoe said. "They look real to me." "They're fakes," I said. "Got to be. Stands to reason, right? Hundreds are what fakers like to print. Anything bigger is hard to pass. Anything smaller isn't worth the effort. And why should they spend real bucks when they've got truckloads of forgeries available?" We took a good look at them, peered at them, felt them, smelled them, rubbed them between our fingers. Finley opened up his billfold and pulled out 100 of his own. We compared the three notes, passed them back and forth. Couldn't see any difference at all. "If these are fakes, they're damn good," Finley said. "But what you said makes sense. Probably the whole of the Kleiner Foundation is funded with fakes. Millions every year." He put his own 100 back in his billfold, slid the fakes into his pocket. "I'm going back to the station house," he said. "You two come in tomorrow about noon. Till will be gone for lunch. We'll take it from there." Roscoe and I drove 50 miles south to Macon. I wanted to keep on the move. It's a basic rule for safety. Keep moving around. We chose an anonymous motel on the southeastern fringe, as far from Margrove as you can get in Macon, with the city sprawl between us and our enemies. Old Mayor Till had said a motel in Macon would suit me. Tonight, he was right. We showered in cold water and fell into bed. Fell into a restless sleep. The room was warm. We tossed around fitfully most of the night, gave it up and got up again with the dawn. Stood there yawning in the half-light. Thursday morning. Felt like we hadn't slept at all. We groped around and got dressed in the dark. Roscoe put a uniform on. I put my old things on. I figured I'd need to buy some new stuff soon. I'd do it with Kleiner's forgeries. What are we going to do? Roscoe said. I didn't answer. I was thinking about something else. Reacher, she said, what are we going to do about all this? What did Gray do about it? I said. Um, he played hangman, she said. I thought some more. Did he? I asked her. There was a silence. Oh God, Roscoe said. You think there's some doubt about that? Maybe, I said. Think about it. Suppose he confronted one of them. Suppose he was found poking around somewhere he shouldn't have been. You think they killed him? She asked. There was panic in her voice. Maybe, I said again. I think they killed Joe and Stoller and the Morrisons and Hubble and Molly Beth Gordon. I think they tried to kill you and me. If somebody is a threat, they kill him. That's how Kleiner operates. Roscoe was quiet for a while, thinking about her old colleague, Gray, the dour and patient detective. 25 years of meticulous work. A guy like that was a threat. A guy who took 32 patient days to cross-check a suspicion was a threat. Roscoe looked up and nodded. He must have made a wrong move, she said. I nodded gently at her. They lynched him, I said. Made it look like suicide. I can't believe it, she said. Was there an autopsy? I asked her. Guess so, she said. Then we'll check it out. We'll have to speak to the doctor again, down in Yellow Springs. But he'd have said, right? She asked me. If he'd had doubts, wouldn't he have raised them at the time? He'd have raised them with Morrison, I said. Morrison would have ignored them because his people had caused them in the first place. We'll have to check it out for ourselves. Roscoe shuddered. I was at his funeral, she said. We were all there. Chief Morrison made a speech on the lawn outside the church. So did Mayor Till. They said he was a fine officer. They said he was Margrave's finest. But they killed him. She said it with a lot of feeling. She liked Margrave. Her family had toiled there for generations. She was rooted. She'd liked her job, enjoyed the sense of contribution. But the community she'd served was rotten. It was dirty and corrupted. It wasn't a community. It was a swamp wallowing in dirty money and blood. I sat and watched her world crumble. We drove north on the road between Macon and Margrave. Halfway home, Roscoe hung a right and we headed for Yellow Springs down a back road. Where's the next page? Over toward the hospital. I was hungry. We hadn't eaten breakfast. Not the best state for revisiting the morgue. We swung into the hospital lot, took the speed bump slowly and nosed around to the back, parked up a little way from the big metal roller door. We got out of the car, stretched our legs on a roundabout route to the office door. The sun was warming the day up. It would have been pleasant to stay outside, but we ducked in and went looking for the doctor. We found him in his shabby office. He was at his chipped desk, still looking tired, still in a white coat. He looked up and nodded us in. Morning, folks, he said. What can I do for you? We sat down on the same stools as Tuesday. I stayed away from the fax machine. I let Roscoe do the talking. Better that way. I had no official standing. February this year, she said. My chief of detectives up at the Margrave PD killed himself. Do you remember? Was that some guy called Gray? The doctor said. Roscoe nodded, and the doctor got up and walked around to a file cabinet, pulled open a drawer. It was tight and made a screeching sound. The doctor ran his fingers backwards over the files. February, he said. Gray. He pulled a file and carried it back to his desk, dropped it on his blotter, sat back down heavily and opened it up. It was a thin file, not much in it. Gray, he said again. Yes, I remember this guy played hangman, right? First time we had a Margrave case in 30 years. I was called up to his house. In the garage, wasn't it? From a rafter. That's right, Roscoe said. She went quiet. Alright, I'm going to end it there. Page 345. 67. Sorry. Yeah, we're going on to page 345. So we will continue there tomorrow. So, good night, everyone. Wait, let's figure this out. Good night, everyone. I hope you have all had an amazing day. My day's been great. My chair broke, and some other stuff. So it's been class, but hey ho, I hope you all had a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace out.